YouTube and watch from your.
Board is live. Somebody double check that it's actually flowing.
Flowing.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Flow-O-Matica. Bam.
We are good.
There's a sexy bastard right there. I was doing this at a meeting where I was looking at my phone. I scrunch up like this. Kenny, why are you so mad? I said, I'm just looking at the bottom line of my trifocal. 28 seconds, yo.
Trifocal. So, hold on. Seriously.
Because these are called progressives.
I know, but what's the 3 needed? I thought it was just near and far.
No, you got far, near, and then
super near.
Reading. Yeah, super near. All
Got
right.
it.
8 seconds there, yo.
Live from the Lucas Oil Studios, it's Horsepower Hump Day. Because every NASCAR fan needs a push of the old bumper to get him over that hump.
Stop. Oh, my God.
Here's Kenny, Crash, Richie, and Cole. Let's get humping, boys.
Freak Nation, we're a man down today, depending on what the hell or when the hell you're watching us here in the Freak Nation. Thank you guys for being a part of this big old thing. Cole Cusimano, he's not here, but we'll be okay, Freak Nation. A big show for you with Speed Freaks, Freak Nation. Be sure you follow us again on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're there for you. The website, speedfreaks.tv. A lot of things happening this week. We had a chance earlier this week to catch up with Austin Dillon, Austin Cindric, Daniel Suarez, and Ross Chastain, Crasher.
Big week. How often does that happen? It just doesn't. But as it comes to playoff time, we have more tracks than typical in the middle of the season,
right,
reaching out saying, hey, I got so-and-so, what time you got? And, okay, well, we'll take if we can.
And if you go back again, we celebrate 25 years of the Freak Nation. Started on one little radio station, a big-ass burner in Los Angeles, the old Howard Stern station. And then we're on multiple affiliates across the country, podcast, of course. And I said podcast back in 2004, and I had no idea what the hell I was talking about. I did.
Yeah, we're not a podcast. We are an official 2-hour radio show, but we do podcast our segments. Yeah. So if you want the little pod versions of us, they're a little bit here, a little bit there.
We podcast the full show, Crasher. We do. We
do, but is that technically a podcast? It's 2 hours.
Well, listen, the definition of podcast has gone through several different iterations.
Right.
Back in the day, you just put it up on your website. Am I right, Richie? I mean, you were freaking, I think, 13 then. But back in the day, you put it up on your website, and people could download it.
Yeah, podcasts back in the day were just radio shows put up on the internet.
Yeah.
They weren't individual things that we do now, which is what everybody does, and you can hook up your tiny little mic to your old computer and have a podcast.
They talk about all these podcast grandfathers and so forth. You know what? We are the podcast great-grandfather here, Freak Nation.
Yes. We've been, 25 years of doing this show, and we've been putting it up on the internet almost all 25 of those years before podcasts were a thing.
So there you go, Freak Nation. Again, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Hopefully you're watching us on YouTube at Official Speed Freaks. If you missed the show, don't forget, Speed Freaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network. Again, a lot of news breaking this week regarding the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series schedule. And a great conversation. Richie, you were there. Crash, you were there earlier this week with Matt Humphrey with NASCAR going, we're the only freaking sport that demands that our schedule comes out as the G-Dam Series is only 2/3 of the way through. And I understand the significance of getting it out in relationship specifically to sponsors. I get all that. But really, there's not another sport. Football, NBA, Major League Baseball, right?
The only sport that does it is baseball. They put out their schedule in the middle of September. And that's it.
Can we talk about the realities, though, of why baseball and why motorsports, NASCAR in particular, need to put their schedule out as the season is still going on for the next year? It's because they have the longest damn seasons in sports. I mean, that's baseball and NASCAR. NASCAR has 2 months off. That would be December and January. Actually, it has moved. It's shifted. They actually have most of November off now. So November, December, let me count that. November, December, January. That's it. I mean, if you look at the new schedule that came out this week for NASCAR, February 1st is the Clash. So you have 0 days off in February. 3 months. That's it.
But Freak Nation, we've got Ross Chastain joining us here in the Freak Nation. We have Austin Cindric joining us here in the Freak Nation with their take on the 2026 schedule. And the surprise answer is really not a surprise answer from Austin Cindric at all. Kind of a surprise answer from Ross Chastain, who frankly was up pretty freaking early in Phoenix doing some hits on Tuesday morning. And I don't want to spoil it, but regardless, we have NASCAR's biggest and baddest with their takes on the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series schedule. We've got our takes on the damn thing. Richie, at first glance, when you saw that come out, and again, thanks to Jordan Bianchi, who put it out there early yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, he was the one who broke it on
Right.
Tuesday before NASCAR officially released it on Wednesday.
Yep. At first glance, nothing really jumped out at me other than the 2 weeks of off time for the NASCAR Cup Series, okay? And, yeah, woe is me, first world problems. From a media standpoint, it's awesome, too, because we know what the 800-pound gorilla is when we do Speed Freaks. Granted, we cover all motorsports, but we know the one that punches tickets, and that's NASCAR. And when NASCAR has the weekend off, we'll probably take the weekend off, too. Right?
Yes, the problem. Okay.
Hell.
There is a problem to this.
Yeah.
And I see that actually there are some people already chiming in. They know exactly what this problem is, and I appreciate that they noticed it as quickly as we did. Yes, the Easter weekend off, that should be off. To be honest, like Graham Rahal told us maybe a month or so ago, 4th of July should be off for everybody because, damn it, everybody should be on a beach drinking beer and shooting off fireworks. We all should be able to have that weekend off. NASCAR is taking another weekend off in August, which is amazing, but why then? Why then? Because you still have a captive audience in summer. The NFL hasn't started yet. Why are you taking off then, even though it did work during the Olympic break, which was just divine? Why are you taking off then when you could take off in September before the playoffs start and NFL is kicking off and everybody's eyeballs are going to the NFL? Just food for thought.
Yeah, I'm honestly like after we saw the ratings for the Daytona race, or sorry, not the Daytona race, Richmond race on Saturday night on USA Network on cable. 1.9 million people.
1.4.
Yeah, under 2 million people tuned in to watch a Saturday night race, and a lot of NASCAR fans were like, "Oh, why don't we get more Saturday night races?" That's why, because nobody was going to watch. I told you that last week on this very show on Wednesday.
Yep.
Where I say I came on here and I said, "Oh, nobody's going to watch that because they're going to be tuning in and watching NFL preseason football," and that's what you get. Like nobody watches on Saturday nights, and it's the same thing on Sunday during the NFL season. You're just not going to get the eyeballs that you are if you try and end your season early. And unfortunately for NASCAR, it doesn't seem like they're ever going to change that in terms of shortening the season and getting it done by early September. Even though that would be smart on their part. So.
Or at least, yeah, in consideration of your off week, why August? And why not September?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and we asked a higher up NASCAR executive earlier this week, face-to-face, about the season, and he jokingly said, we're not going to shorten the season because that means shorter paychecks. But we said, what about shorter races? And his eyeballs lit up. He goes, yeah.
I think everybody in the industry, except for the executives, want shorter races. Yes.
So a lot of things to decipher with this schedule, Freak Nation, for many reasons. But me in particular, nothing jumped out at me that was just like, holy crap. And last Sunday night, Cole and Cody were talking about this, how we had heard that Dover was going to be an all-star, the all-star race, and not a points race. So that didn't come as a surprise to me because I'd already known about it. But I also think that the reality of, wow, this all-star race is going to be during the damn day, which is just different, right?
The whole thing with all-star games, whether it's football or baseball or NASCAR, is that they've been at night.
Yeah,
it's part of the party.
I'm trying to remember the last time NASCAR did a day or an afternoon all-star. I'm pretty sure they did it back in like the 1980s when the Winston first became a thing. That used to run during the day, right? But other than that, it's always been a night thing. So that just tells me they're just like they just want to get it done and over with, and they want to keep the ownership group of Dover Motor Speedway happy. And that's pretty much all they're doing. But going back to what you were saying about what stood out to me is the 10 playoff races we're getting next year in 2026. 9 of the 10 tracks are exactly the same. The only change made is that Homestead is in as the finale and New Hampshire is out, and it's happening earlier in the season. So that's wild to me that NASCAR, as much as fans bitch about the playoffs and bitch, I think NASCAR could help themselves a little bit there and make more changes to the playoff schedule. However, I don't know, is that maybe just a weather thing that they only way they can't go to some of these other tracks in November and October
with the threat of weather?
Yeah,
New Hampshire is definitely a weather thing.
Yeah, we were talking to Humphrey again at Phoenix Raceway, and he was basically, he said the same thing. It was like, you can only put the Phoenix race either in March or April or in October or November. You can't do it anytime else during the year.
Which is the problems that IndyCar is facing
Put
right now.
Put a roof on your racetracks, NASCAR. Then you can do whatever you want.
Can you imagine Phoenix with a roof? At the very least, cover the grandstands a little bit more, even though they are shaded, and then put misters out there.
Rain tires at Phoenix, baby. Come on.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard this, and I need to pull it back up. But yeah, with the schedule coming out this week, fans are in an uproar. They're happy that Chicagoland is back, but they're pissed. Have you guys seen this? They are pissed that Kentucky is not on, at least not, so it's not on the NASCAR schedule, and so far it's not on the IndyCar schedule. Have you seen this?
Nope.
30 people have been arrested after officials say influencers broke into Kentucky Speedway and posted videos to social media. The sheriff emphasized that the Kentucky Speedway is private property and it's not abandoned, even though it looks like it. Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, that was just recently. Yeah, I saw those videos on TikTok. That was wild.
Now, were any of these influencers wearing any garb that suggested that IndyCar might be returning?
IndyCar garb. It'd be great. I mean, IndyCar's known for hiring influencers over these last couple of years to make a statement at races. I hope that that's what they did. Because, IndyCar fans want Kentucky back.
Freak Nation, we got so much to talk about regarding this schedule. We want your take. Be sure to chat with us on YouTube, Freak Nation, at Official Speed Freaks. Coming up next, we'll hear from Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric, about this 2026 NASCAR Cup Series schedule. More Freaks coming up. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Next to your vehicle's engine, your transmission is the most important component of your car. If it's not properly maintained, your car may not shift properly. By adding Lucas Transmission Fix to your transmission, it cleans and lubricates sticking valves for proper shifting, renews worn bands to stop slipping, stops seal leaks, will not void new car warranties, contains no harmful solvents. Lucas Transmission Fix. It works.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive style. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, do the smart thing, man. Go to lucasoil.com and check out a line of products to keep all of your rides fat and happy. That's lucasoil.com. Two-wheel, an F-150. What about your RV? Lucas Oil's got it. Go to lucasoil.com. That's lucasoil.com.
You know who was camping this past week? And I wonder if he's doing it this weekend. Daniel Suarez. He and his buddies were camping in these vans because Richmond was a Saturday night race. So they spent Sunday, Monday in vans by a river. That's just
Come
bitchin'.
on, you just didn't say that.
Yes, I did.
In a van down
By the river. Yes, that is precisely what they were doing. Little, Volkswagen vans? It looked fun.
Those new Volkswagen vans that are freaking spiffy.
No, they look pretty old. They look classic.
Hey, real quick here. Cody, get yourself on camera there, Skipjack. I'm not going to put you on the spot. All right?
Until I do.
Yeah.
That's just what Kenny does.
I thought Crasher was going to bring this up about the August schedule.
Oh.
And, of course, Cody being the dirt devil that he is, I saw this on Twitter. I didn't even think about mentioning this, but Cody, you're right. Do you think NASCAR put the schedule out to F with Kyle Larson? And why would you say that? I don't hear you, Skippy. Bring your volume up. Is your volume up?
Yeah, so basically,
There we go.
Knoxville Nationals has had an open Saturday night over the last several years, but not this year.
No, they race on Sunday, or no. Yes, they raced on Sunday normally, so he can make the Saturday Knoxville Nationals every year for the last 10 years, but this will be the first year he's not going to make it.
Oof, talking about 2026 because of the new schedule coming out. That's what I meant too. Wow.
Yes.
So you think that there's a little dig at Kyle Larson there?
I mean, they already made one rule about him, didn't they?
Right. Well, would you consider this schedule the SVG schedule?
Oh, it's only one road course down from 2025.
Okay.
He'll still get his 4
All right.
wins.
Listen, Kyle Larson rule, the SVG rule.
If he goes out and he wins, so there's 5. If he goes out and wins 3 out of 5 again next year, 2027, they're dropping it all the way down to 2.
Yeah, the only thing we got is a Charlotte Roval, dog.
Listen, NASCAR drivers, step up your game. Just because he comes in and dominates you doesn't mean you can't learn the craft like he has. This is such a stupid excuse. The SVG rule. Guess you've got 36 freaking weekends. 38 if you include the Clash and the freaking All-Star ridiculousness. So step up your game, NASCAR drivers. Get better at driving. How about that? I know it's coming from a stupid person behind a mic, but all these other series, they get road courses, they get street circuits, and they do just fine. And SVG comes over here and embarrasses your asses, and you say, we can't do this many road courses. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just get better at your craft. Ovals, I get how different they are. I'm not saying that ovals are just one discipline. Nope. You've got short, you've got a dogleg at Phoenix, you've got pavement and asphalt and concrete and all this different stuff. I get it. But be better at road courses. The best drivers in the world can do everything.
That a girl.
Amen.
Crash Gladys, Richard C. Suave, Cole, man down here in the Freak Nation. But Cody's here, and yours truly, Kenny Sargent. Chime in at Official Speed Freaks on your take with this 2026 NASCAR Cup Series schedule. Who do we have lined up first there, Cody? All right, let's go. Let's go with Austin Cindric. We caught up with Austin Cindric earlier and asked him about a number of things. One in particular was this 2026 schedule. And really, not to my surprise, he brings up his favorite thing. Is not an oval, not Daytona, not Talladega, not a road course.
But reality.
Yes, reality as a person that likes to look at himself at his home more than 2 weekends out of the year. Here's Austin Cindric here in the Freak Nation. Schedule is out for 2026. Give me 1 or 2 highlights or maybe lowlights that you see with the schedule for next year in the Cup Series.
Gosh, I hate to sound like this is number 1, but number 1 is 2 off weeks. That's badass. We need one in the middle of summer. You think about it. We've been racing since Easter, which I love. I love that. But God, it is a grind for everybody involved, and a lot of people that I work with all have families, and those things are very important to have a little bit of that time off. So. I think that's big for the whole industry to have that, but I think some of the fun with the race on the naval base will be really cool, and North Wilkesboro getting a points race. I think that's been earned, so should be a lot of fun.
Are you a fan of more road courses, or would you like to see them whittle it down to maybe 4?
I think there's a balance for sure, and I know the conversations come up more, with Shane's success. I mean, I feel like that should be, celebrated more than, maybe criticized as far as taking tracks off the schedule. But I think if we should go to road courses, we need to go to tracks that suit our cars, because there are some tracks that don't suit our cars. If I'm being honest, our cars are not very nimble, right? They're high horsepower, heavy. They do promote some sort of tire fall off. I know we talk about that a lot, but also we can get very physical. Whereas, like if you watch an IndyCar race, they're not going to get that physical. They might get a little physical, but not compared to what we do lap after lap. So I think we need to go to circuits that are that complement our cars more than just destinations. Speaking as like a purist and a race fan, but I know it's more than just that.
Meanwhile, the trucks are going to be racing on the streets of St. Pete with IndyCar. Speaking of what suits, it might not suit the trucks, those narrow streets of St. Pete, but I'm dying to watch it.
Wow, yeah, I guess I didn't look at the truck schedule. That's awesome. I got to figure out what weekend that is. St. Pete's like one of my favorite road courses, so I would love to be able to do that. That's I'd also say that St. Pete's one of the widest street courses that I've been. So because it uses the first half of the lap as the landing strip.
Right.
It's a small one, but still pretty big as far as cars go. So that would be really cool. I didn't know that.
Austin Cindric here in the Freak Nation Lucas Oil Studios. Crasher, he's music to your ears when it comes to road courses.
Yes, and I like what one of our listeners, one of our viewers has posted here. How about Penske Austin Cindric? Rumor going to race at Adelaide Supercars, their finale, November 27th through the 30th. I like that rumor. Bring him over to Australia. Have him do the old SVG route. Have him do the old Scott McLaughlin route. I like it.
You know, he's not wrong when he says, let's go to tracks that are more suitable to our race car. But at the same time, that's part of being a race car driver, is being able to adapt to things that don't necessarily fit you. It's like, you know what? We don't have a 3rd down and 30 play with 1 minute to go and we're down by 6 points in our rep. Yeah, you do. Cowboys, Patriots. I saw, Cody, you were shaking your head. What other road course would you insert in there for the big boy stock car series?
Honestly, I don't know what I would replace
Right.
or what I would put in, but
Because Mexico, I'm not saying replace it with Mexico, but I'm saying Mexico again, I'm looking at it from street level because I'm there, but from you guys who watched it on TV, did that look too tight?
No.
No.
No. Just many of the drivers had not been on it before, and SVG said, got you.
Right. We caught up with Ross Chastain, and it was an early interview with him at Phoenix Raceway. He started doing hits pretty freaking early that morning, and we spent a good time with him. We'll have the full interview up on our YouTube page at Official SpeedFreaks coming up later. But Ross Chastain, when we asked him about the 2026 schedule, we asked you about the schedule, and I was kind of taken aback by it. We said, I really haven't looked at it too much. Are you honest about that? Isn't that like the first thing you want to see is the schedule? When I have my days off, and when's my favorite track coming up?
They had us up at 4:15 this morning here and on camera at 5:15. So forgive me for not digging into social media yet. They just released the thing. I've seen some hypothetical schedules, so I have a working knowledge, and I saw like the trucks are going to St. Pete for the Fox stuff with IndyCar and, and everything. And our All-Star race being at Dover, that's going to be neat. But nope, that's next year's problem. I got a lot of stuff to work on this year. I still got to figure out where I'm going next week.
NASCAR, and I've said this over the last 10, 12 years, they've really done their best to bring this sport to the forefront and to innovate. Sometimes they've gotten it wrong. A lot of times they get it right. And this San Diego race, we're hoping it's just right because of the exposure that it brings. And it's just different. These big, luggy stock cars in San Diego running down there. You've run your share of tracks. Does this excite you going into a market like that?
It does for my patriotism and how proud I am to be an American citizen and what our military, what they fight for and defend our freedoms. And that we do pretty good at our patriotism and showing it, but this is going to be a whole nother level when we're there on the base. So, excited to see and hear from more military members across the country, between now and then of their excitement, and then see it and feel it when we're there that weekend. Really excited about it. I have no idea what the track layout is, so don't ask me that either. I don't even know. I definitely don't know the date that we're racing there, and I even more don't know which way the track's going to go yet.
What state is San Diego in?
I'm going to ask Shane. SVG's going to know the best. I'm just going to follow him.
Are you fully aware, though, of what next summer is? I mean, like you said, NASCAR is amazing at celebrating patriotism and USA this and that. Next summer, though, the entire country is celebrating its 250th birthday. You guys in Charlotte to kick that off. The Brickyard in July wants to have a big festival of sorts as well. Plus, you got San Diego in the middle of that, plus 4th of July. Are you ready for that? You guys in Busch, you guys are going to have amazing schemes and tributes throughout the summer. Has that hit yet?
No. You're bringing it up for the first time. Clearly, I don't plan this kind of stuff out. No. Yeah, I mean, it's a great time to be in NASCAR. It's a great time to be, I hear about the good old days, and I believe we're living in the good old days. I think we're going to look back at this time in the world and in our sport, and I'm so happy that I'm here right now.
I'm so glad you brought that up because, my goodness, the fan base just can't be satisfied no matter what. Bad playoffs, bad car. But what we're seeing, though, is because of the competition being so tight, you got to show up. The cream has to rise. These are a different sort of good old days.
Yeah, it really is. I know I'm happy to be here right now, and I wouldn't have made it in the past, and I don't know what the future is, but it's a good time to be in the sport and in America right now.
What do you mean you wouldn't have made it in the past? You would have been fine.
Yeah, I think so. I think I would have adapted to anything, but I just know it's pretty dang good right now.
Ross Chastain here in the Freak Nation talking about, well, a whole lot of something, talking about running in San Diego, the patriotism of running in NASCAR. Coming up next, Freak Nation, we'll talk about Daytona and what that means to these NASCAR Cup Series drivers. A.J. Allmendinger on these huge ovals, Talladega, Daytona, it scares the shit out of him. We'll talk to Austin Cindric about that. And, again, the NASCAR Truck Series running on the streets of St. Pete. That's next. SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Since 2022, the Enjoy Illinois 300 and Worldwide Technology Raceway has been nothing short of spectacular. Side-by-side racing, intense battles, flared timbers. It's now the second race of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. All the excitement and the added drama of championship elimination. Go fast, go home. Get your tickets now at WWTRaceway.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate, Illinois.
Next to your vehicle's engine, your transmission is the most important component of your car. If it's not properly maintained, your car may not shift properly. By adding Lucas Transmission Fix to your transmission, it cleans and lubricates sticking valves for proper shifting, renews worn bands to stop slipping, stops seal leaks, will not void new car warranties, contains no harmful solvents. Lucas Transmission Fix. It works.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, this segment brought to you by our good friends at General Tire, man. It's still crap hot out there for a lot of you folks, so make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires. Either that or follow us on Twitter, where you can beat the freaks for a chance of General Tires. For more information, go to GeneralTire.com. That's GeneralTire.com. One of the road courses that I thought about, and again, Crasher reminded me why I don't remember NASCAR running there, because it was on July 4th weekend, and I don't turn on a whole lot of TV on July 4th weekend because I'm sitting at the beach, either passed out because it's crap hot in the beach and I'm drunk.
Oh, that's why you're... oh, yeah. Okay, you got the second part in.
And again, NASCAR running at Road America 3 years ago, was it?
2, 3... Gosh, yeah, see, clearly.
COVID, yeah.
Right?
Was, yeah, 2020, yeah, I think 2020 was the last time.
No. Tyler Reddick won in 23 at Road America.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Look it up, Richard.
Looking it up.
Why not Road America?
No.
Why not Mid-Ohio?
Did we ever get a clear understanding of why the Cup Series left Road America in Wisconsin? Because I think that was fine. I think that was excellent. 22?
2021,
Okay.
2022.
Okay. So I was a year off. Okay. And Reddick won in 22?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think NASCAR has even considered running at Barber, given the fact they've got 2 races in Alabama already?
Oh, that could be why they don't
What
even
if you
consider.
pull one from Talladega?
No. Well, we do talk about no track needs 2 dates. And then all of a sudden Talladega, I'm like, no. You're probably right. Yeah,
Right?
it's Barber and Talladega are what 20 minutes from each other.
A
So
little further than that, but yes, they're about a 3-iron.
3.
Yeah.
You see signs for both as you're going to each one. So yeah,
You also see a few signs off the freeway there that you don't see in other parts of the country. Hey-o! How's it going, Freak Nation? Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and, of course, Facebook, man. Be sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube page. If you miss any of the shows, you go to, again, Official Speed Freaks on YouTube, or Mondays, every Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, you can catch Speed Freaks on Racer. Hey, man, Daytona was this weekend, but more importantly, the NASCAR Truck Series running at St. Pete for the 2026 season.
I love it.
It already looks strange to me because I'm picturing it of these trucks coming down the runway and then that hard right. Is Ben Rhodes, is he already gnawing at the bit to take out 4 or 5 trucks going into turn 1? Right?
Because you go from wide to narrow. So that's just what it's what we come to see. That was like the old Cleveland of old in the 90s. Right. Loved it.
And we're familiar, Crasher, how many times we saw the NASCAR Truck Series run at Texas Motor Speedway on Friday night, then the IndyCar Series would run there on Saturday night. So if you're not familiar with how the NASCAR Truck Series used to piggyback with the IndyCar Series, well, they've been doing that for a couple of decades. So seeing them on a road course is pretty freaking badass. I'm curious if you think this is a test, Richie, Crasher, if this is a test for NASCAR to see if this might be something they do in the future with the Cup Series. At St. Pete.
I don't think it's a test at NASCAR.
Don't look at me like I'm effing crazy.
What I'm looking at, it's not a test for NASCAR.
That's the first thing I thought of, Kenny, was this is they want to do something bigger, but they didn't have the time or they couldn't figure the scheduling out, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is what we're going to get for now. And Crash, do you remember about a month ago or so, we brought up on the show how that NASCAR and IndyCar were talking about doing a race in Mexico City. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons that was rumored, I think it was Nathan Brown that reported this, that IndyCar wasn't interested in doing it was because they didn't want to play second fiddle to the NASCAR Cup Series.
Yes.
So that's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, we're not going to get a Cup Series race, so we're going to get their third tier series. So IndyCar gets the spotlight.
It's still our weekend, IndyCar. But no, the reason I'm shaking my head, Kenny, is because I don't think it's a test for NASCAR. NASCAR's already done a doubleheader with IndyCar. We were loving it when they doubled up at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But I think this is a test for Fox. Fox seeing how they can spread a TV crew or double up a TV crew on one weekend with 2 different series that are features for their network. I think this is a test for Fox. And I'm still not putting away for good the Richmond rumor that I heard and NASCAR and IndyCar doubling up on the oval. And yes, that was for the Cup Series in 2027. I'm pushing that rumor off a year since it didn't come out for 2026. I don't think it just came out of thin air. So, yeah, maybe this is a test for Fox, and then if Fox figures it out, then it'll be Cup and IndyCar for the next year.
Listen, there's a lot of variables here, and we've been preaching this since day one where we talk about motorsports series piggybacking each other. Mm-hmm. And it took them, Crasher, 22 years to finally NASCAR and IndyCar to double up at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the freaking road course.
Yes.
But stranger things have happened. They dump COTA and they insert St. Pete for a road course. And Fox, Fox owns a third of IndyCar. They say, IndyCar, you're going to race Saturday afternoon at St. Pete and crush it. And then Sunday, the Cup Series is going to run at St. Pete. Because didn't you see those NASCAR trucks? And that race, that was bananas. It's fantastic. Teed it up for the Cup Series to get there in 2027.
Not happening.
That'd be cool, man.
Cup guys aren't going to go to St. Pete. I'm still holding it at an oval. I'm still holding out for a Phoenix doubleheader or a Richmond doubleheader, but I think it's going to be Richmond 27.
When was it that you said that Danica Patrick's not going to go to NASCAR?
Oh, stop it. 20.
When was that?
08? I don't remember. I swore she wasn't going. I did.
The way she would go to NASCAR.
Her dad hates NASCAR. Well, he still does. But yeah, nope. Sorry. I whiffed on that one big time.
Hey, in this current state of affairs, not just in this country, but in this world, absolutely nothing surprises me. Zero.
2020 taught us that.
Yes.
COVID taught us that.
Which is unfortunate because you like surprises. Maybe that's the problem with this freaking schedule for me. We put that schedule up, Cody. Do we have the interstitial? Maybe that's the problem for me. Is like, okay. Well, they got a road course up in Bakersfield. Cool. All right. It's like so much that just it doesn't surprise me now. There wasn't a freaking earth-shattering change. I think maybe the first thing that caught my eye outside of the 2 weeks off was moving Watkins Glen to May. They could have weather issues at Watkins Glen in May, man.
Oh, well, apparently there are a lot of fans pissed off about Watkins Glen out of nowhere just getting moved into May. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Some people may need snow tires to get there. You never know. Never
so you've got Watkins Glen in May, and is it just Cole and Cody, the fact that if they could give birth, they would give birth to Miles the Monster? Mm. Is it just the fact that you guys are pissed off that it's not a points race, Cody? That Dover is now one of the most popular races on the circuit, the All-Star race?
I'm going to advocate for it, being a points race because of the history. I don't know what Cole would say about it exactly, but I just like the Monster.
But so what does it matter, though? It's going to be a day race. They're racing on your track. You get to see the freaking balls and all of Miles. What does it matter?
The All-Star race sucks.
I think that's your problem. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because there's no points available.
But it's still an event. Let's look at it from a track promoter standpoint.
It's not an event. Not
Marcus,
anymore.
Well, it's an event. I mean, if you cut down to
they want it. That's the problem. They want it to be an event, but as Cole mentioned this as well, it's not. All-Stars aren't events anymore. They're just like, okay, cool. And we move on.
So even with like the pit stop competitions and I mean, please, I'm not a fan of doing the pit stop thing in the middle of the race to change things. Oh, no, that was qualifying, wasn't it? Qualifying was kind of
Nobody's going to show up to this, dude.
You know, you really don't think so. The one and only date of the week of the year.
North Wilkesboro was different because it was the shine of North Wilkesboro. North Wilkesboro being back. I can't speak. Being back, and it only fits like 20,000 people. That's it. It's a little tiny little place in the middle of nowhere, and people want to feel that nostalgia again. But for a Dover race that is non-points paying, nobody's going to show up to that.
Well, let me throw this in there, Richard C. Suave. You showed me, just as Ben Kennedy was wrapping up his press conference this morning, going over detail by detail with the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series race, he said in that press conference that the playoffs and the way what I'm trying to say here, Richie, the way to get into the playoffs. He was asked specifically. It's still open for interpretation.
He was asked specifically about the format for 2026. And Cody, if you put that graphic back on the screen for the NASCAR Cup Series, and the way it lists is it stays the same, where there's a round of 16, a round of 12, round of 8, and then the championship 4. He was asked specifically about this, and he was like, hey, does that mean that we're not going to get any changes? And Ben Kennedy said, and I wish we had the damn video, NASCAR, but they didn't get it to us in time. He basically said, nothing to announce today. I know there were conversations as there was a couple days ago on what the future of the playoff format looks like. What I would say, though, is we want to make sure that we take the time to do it right, that we collect as much information as we can. We want to be thoughtful and diligent about it. He said that there's nothing to announce yet, and there's just been meetings and fan feedback. But he did not say specifically that this format, as we know it in 2025, is staying the same for 2026. He kept that wide-ass open for NASCAR to make changes.
All right, we got to take a break. But NASCAR is so hell-bent in keeping this all-star race. I'm going to tell you why they put Dover as the all-star race next year.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Next to your vehicle's engine, your transmission is the most important component of your car. If it's not properly maintained, your car may not shift properly. By adding Lucas Transmission Fix to your transmission, it cleans and lubricates sticking valves for proper shifting, renews worn bands to stop slipping, stops seal leaks, will not void new car warranties, contains no harmful solvents. Lucas Transmission Fix. It works.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive styling. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, coming up in moments, I'm going to share with you why I think NASCAR is putting the All-Star race at Dover next year. I think they're teeing it up for something special, and I'll share that with you coming up in moments. But, man, you guys are going off on our YouTube chat. Richie?
Yeah, I want to go to this specific comment from Old Man Racing on YouTube. Shout out to Old Man Racing, who I agree with this. He says, the only way Dover becomes an event is if the last portion of the race is run in the opposite direction. And there's only a 10-minute break to set up the cars. That would be fun and interesting, and that would make it, watchable maybe. Blake also chiming in talking about the schedules, which is mostly what we've been talking about on this show. There will never be a perfect schedule, but other than Watkins Glen, I don't mind it this year. He says he's only 2 hours from Joliet. So he gets to go, Blake gets to go hang out on July 4th weekend at Chicagoland, baby. Now that is an event. Chicagoland, July 4th weekend. Nothing says America like going back to a racetrack that they abandoned for a reason because the racing was terrible. But no, we're going to go back there on July 4th weekend. How long do you think that's going to last?
Richie, I can tell you this. I'm
not long.
For all the wrong reasons, I'm looking forward to that race.
So you can take the weekend off.
Exactly. No. So yeah, true. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Well, just
we don't work July 4th.
to hear people go, "You missed the street course yet?" You missed
Yes.
the
True. Interesting. You know what, though? Thank you, NASCAR, for flooding that track with $4 million+ because eventually IndyCar will maybe go back there. And you know what? You guys putting all that money in it, IndyCar fans appreciate it.
Yeah, baby.
I'm getting Blake is offering to come with me as a guest in a suite at Chicago next year. Let's make
As
it
long
happen.
as it's in a suite.
It's in a suite, then let's go. Come on.
Then you won't be pitting out.
Hope you got all the Busch Light, all the brews as well.
Hey, look, man, we didn't even talk about this. We got some good friends at O'Reilly Auto Parts with them now being the sponsor for the second-tier series. That's the old Xfinity series. Maybe
Busch series if you're old school like me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Grand National
Grand
if
National.
you're super old school.
It's even older.
All right, so hear me out. And again, one of the hardest nails shots I've called in our 25 years was, and I think it was a year and a half, Crasher, or maybe even 2 years out. I said, this is what's going to happen. Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Oh, right.
will call the Indy 500.
You did.
What? Nah, that's stupid. He's not going to down.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way they're
way.
going to do that. What sense does that make aside from massive fandom?
Right. Well, 2 years later, he's calling the Indy 500.
That was wild. It was so wild.
I think that NASCAR is so freaking hell-bent to keep this all-star race that they're teeing it up for not just these new rules that they may establish by the end of this year, Richie. No, by the end of next year, right?
For playoffs you're talking about?
Playoffs, yeah. Because Kennedy's talking about 2026.
Talking about 2026, yes.
Changes could still be made.
I'm thinking, and we talked about this, how bitchin' was it when the American League and National League were playing for home field advantage
I hated it.
in the
But I get your point. In the All-Star game.
the All-Star
World
game.
Series?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What if NASCAR says, you know what, they're skipjacks? $1 million for the winner. And it's not a points race, but the winner gets into the playoffs.
Oh, actually,
Right?
that makes you want to watch.
The winner, not second, not third, but the winner collects $1 million and gets a slot into the playoffs.
Okay, real quick. Not every driver races the All-Star race.
They could change the GDAM rules, Crasher.
They could.
That's part.
Okay.
That's part of it. Is they let them know. January 2026. This is what Dover's going to be, you bastards. So not only do you want to try and kick some ass to make it into the Dover All-Star race, depending on how we bend the rules, they know well ahead of time that, wow, really? If I win this All-Star race, I'm in the playoffs? Because I just don't think they want to get rid of it. They don't want to get rid of this All-Star race, and they need to make it significant because right now it blows.
I love that idea.
Right?
But you have to make it eligible for everybody. And that so
You
then
start racing in February.
Would that technically be an all-star?
Crasher, right now, Cody Ware could be in the playoffs.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Give it to me. Make it happen.
Right.
Right?
But he's not in the all-star race. Let's just be honest. So somehow he would still have to be eligible for the all-star race. Unless you do this bizarre series of qualifying so that everybody gets a chance at qualifying, but they literally only cap it at 25 drivers or whatever. I don't know. At least everybody has a shot.
Telling you, Freak Nation, something's in the works
It's better than
with
what
this
it is
All-Star
now.
race.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it'd be kind of lame if they say the winner gets the pole of whatever the next race
No.
is after dinner. That's
Don't.
who cares,
Yeah.
right?
But it matters if the winner gets something significant.
Yeah.
Fans don't give a crap about money. So, yay, $1 million that you split with the crew and then pay taxes on. So it's technically only about $250,000 that you go home with. Yeah.
John Ray checking in on the chat. Official Speed Freaks on YouTube says, "Who's filling your head with these ideas? NASCAR?"
Oh, stop it. No. No. Does he not like that idea?
Seemingly no.
I guess not.
Why?
I think it's a good idea.
It would satisfy the freaking butthurt Codys and Coles of the world that think Dover, the insignificance of an all-star race, just like they're so disappointed. But if Dover means something like you win and you're freaking in, bruh.
I like it. I like it. I like it. The other suggestion that Blake threw out there was that say you've already won a race, and then if you win the All-Star and you've already won a race, you get a bye into the next round.
No.
What?
You're already in, and you win that race. You get to choose what driver you give that free pass to.
Oh my God.
Okay, no.
So if Chase Elliott's already won a race, and then Chase Elliott goes out and wins the All-Star race, he says, "Ryan Blaney, you're not in."
Can you imagine?
Would that be awesome?
Can you imagine? Now there's your reality show NASCAR. Yes. So yeah. So they're like it's like Big Brother, right? Is that the name of the show, right? And you stick everybody in the house, and then you make
Sex Island. What is it now? What's the big one? Love Island?
whatever. Yeah.
sorry.
Hot new bombshell enters the villa, and it's Chase Elliott, and he's like. And he's the head of household, and he's the one that gets to choose. And so you throw all the contestants into a house for a week during the NASCAR off week, and that's your reality show NASCAR, and they have to vie for that bye into the playoffs that Chase Elliott chooses.
So all the winners leading up to the Dover All-Star race, if this comes to fruition, everybody's got to be positioning to those winners just in case they win. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. could be pals, right?
Oh.
Won't you tell you about my best friend? Don't
Well, that
act
was
like
me. I sent him Omaha Steaks. Oh, I know, but I sent him a lottery ticket that paid off.
So silly.
We've said it for 25 years. It just has to matter. It has to freaking matter. And I know a lot of folks say, no more gimmicks, no more gimmicks. Sports is gimmicks. Sports is a gimmick. If you really want to cut it down to the chase, sports
entertainment.
is a gimmick. You run a straight line, and then you're going to jump over something that's called a hurdle. That's a gimmick. And then you're going to run. You're going to jump over a bar 7 feet too. That's a gimmick. Suppose it's just going, I'm going to run and just jump on the sand. It's a gimmick, man.
Oh, that's long jump.
Right? Wow.
I like it. I haven't bought into the buy scenario, but I love the win and you're in scenario. Mm-hmm. But everybody has to be eligible, so that's where the challenge is.
Crasher, everybody's eligible the first race of the season, Daytona. That's where you start. You know ahead of time that you've got to meet this certain criteria to be in the All-Star race.
So the points, okay, so points of the season leading up to Dover would be your eligibility into the All-Star race. Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And I kind of like the freaking Love Island or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Freaking Big Brother, man.
Yeah, come on.
You could see freaking Kyle Larson and freaking Carson Hocevar bro hugging.
Hocevar and Stenhouse, like you said already.
Oh, yeah.
They got beef. Put them in a house together.
Oh, it'd be the trifecta. It'd be Kosovar, Stenhouse Jr., and Bush all living in the same bungalow.
Who comes out alive?
That's why you watch this, Freak Nation. More freaks next. Speed Freaks Spits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Next to your vehicle's engine, your transmission is the most important component of your car. If it's not properly maintained, your car may not shift properly. By adding Lucas Transmission Fix to your transmission, it cleans and lubricates sticking valves for proper shifting, renews worn bands to stop slipping, stops seal leaks, will not void new car warranties, contains no harmful solvents. Lucas Transmission Fix. It works.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive styling. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, this segment brought to you by our good friends at Lucas Oil. Go to lucasoil.com. Check out a line of products to keep your rides on the road. Go to lucasoil.com. That's lucasoil.com. Proud partners of the Freaks for over 2 decades. lucasoil.com. I hope those that are chatting in our snappy little YouTube chat subscribe and like every damn video we have on YouTube.
Oh,
we are crushing it, Freak Nation. Thank you guys for supporting us for the many, many years. We're celebrating our... There's a reason why you see a 25 in the place of the SF in our logo this year, because June of this year, we celebrated our 25th anniversary. And what's so fun about this, Crasher, is as we expand, as we get bigger in other areas of media, it's like, really? You guys have been around for 25 years? I just found you guys. You were in my algorithm. Like, what? What the hell's been going on, man? You guys are so damn good. You've been doing this a while? Hell yes, we have.
Algorithm wasn't even birthed as a word when we started. Let's just put it that way. Message boards were a thing, and none of these social media sites even existed. Okay, I guess if you could call message boards a thing in social media. Yeah, okay, whatever. MTV Road Rules was still kind of a thing.
I think I've had a few algorithms after Jack Daniels. Maybe that's where it came from, right?
You lay down, and instead of the room spinning, it's, woo, that algorithm. Woo, baby.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah, Freak Nation. Hey, man, you missed any of this show, be sure to hit us up at our YouTube page at Official Speed Freaks. We will have the full Ross Chastain up there in a little bit. Same for Austin Cindric. We were scheduled to have Austin Dillon earlier this week, but things didn't work out. We are going to do our best to either get him early in the week. Regardless, we're going to work for getting Austin Dillon, your Richmond winner here in the Freak Nation. You guys talk for a second, because I had a great thought that escaped me as I'm trying to freaking sell this show.
I'm talking about Daytona?
Okay, no, we're not talking about Daytona. We were talking about...
Can we talk IndyCar? I mean, because we've done a lot of NASCAR talk. Can we just talk NHRA and IndyCar?
You know, IndyCar... Actually, there is something that we could talk about with IndyCar.
What is that?
I don't know. You go ahead and find out.
Awesome.
Where will willpower be in 2026?
Right. Richie?
No, speaking of willpower, that interview is up on the YouTube page. Must watch. It is one of our most popular interviews of the entire year. People love it. I read a lot of comments I'll like, so thank you for everybody for watching that interview. It's awesome. It's terrific. 40 minutes with the guy. Awesome. Not going to get that anywhere else. But speaking of IndyCar, there are several IndyCar drivers that are already vying for the possibility of taking their chances in a NASCAR Truck Series at St. Pete next year.
St. Pete?
Yes. Let's see. Including Connor Daly tweeted out on Wednesday, said, I 100% need to see Scott McLaughlin do the NASCAR Truck IndyCar doubleheader at St. Pete next year. That would be elite entertainment. Scott has quote tweeted it and said, with the laughing emoji, saying, quali into the truck chaos, which would be hilarious. We've had James Hinchcliffe, former IndyCar driver currently in the Fox booth. He tweeted it out saying, I'll be in St. Pete. And I like trucks. Hey, Spire Motorsport, know anyone with a truck?
Ooh.
So we got some IndyCar guys wanting to get some.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Get some Truck Series action in. That'd be awesome.
Connor's tweeting for Scott McLaughlin to be a part of it when Connor should do it himself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Come on, CD, step up.
The truck race is on Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm. After IndyCar qualifying, which is why McLaughlin thought, ooh, yeah, that's going to be tough.
Why wouldn't a NASCAR Cup Series dude roll over there and run the trucks?
I was thinking the same thing, but you know what's great, Kenny? If you look at the schedule, if you did research for the show,
we put the schedule up.
Yeah, they're racing in a completely different state at the time of that. Because I thought the same thing. I was like, I thought that would be awesome. I thought like we had Ross Chastain on. I think Ross Chastain would be the perfect candidate. However, if you look,
well, that's the truck schedule.
That's the truck. So that's Saturday, February 28th. If you look here, Sunday, March 1st. NASCAR Cup Series is going to be racing at COTA. They'll be in Texas. So,
Richie,
you're saying hop on the private jet?
Yeah, every now and then I hear something above me that sounds like something that's called an airplane. They could get in the goddamn airplane. Why are you saying like that?
That's true. Kyle Larson does it all the time.
I think. Are you kidding me? I think you're right. If you get a Kyle Larson or Chase Elliott.
I will never forget. It was actually, what is the date? Yes, it was this weekend last year that I get on the plane in Phoenix and I'm heading to Michigan, the Cup weekend. And it's a Thursday, Friday. And I get on and I'm boarding and I look at the guy boarding in front of me and I'm like, hi, Kyle. It was Kyle Larson literally flying from a dirt race in California, heading to Michigan. It's like, yeah, these guys don't care. And they fly the commercial, for crying out loud.
He had a middle seat, row 35 too, right?
He was not in a middle seat. He was in an aisle seat. But yes, I was surprised he wasn't in first class. Neither he nor I got our first class upgrades. I think we were both a little bummed. Yeah. Who got the first class?
Kyle Larson did not get first class? Mm-mm. Put his ass back there with the farm animals, baby.
So you're saying I was a farm animal?
No.
I heard that.
There are some sons of bitches that we see on freaking Instagram that might as well live with farm animals. They get freaking inebriated and start hammering people.
And they smell. I've been on several flights recently. Please, people, just shower before you fly. Just some stank.
You know, that's a great way to end this first hour.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Let's all shower.
Because it's once or twice a year, I get sat next to some skip dick that's wearing his freaking gym shorts. You know, some Jordan freaking basketball shorts. And you know the dude hadn't washed his freaking scrotum in 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
And he's he's in the middle seat. It's like, bro, at least put some pants on because it's going to contain the freaking smell and the odor of the freaking beefcakes that you're cooking down there between your legs, man. Can you not take a G-damn shower?
Or at the very least, put sweatpants over those shorts.
Some saran wrap and wrap your freaking man bag in it, will you?
What's worse, plane stank or my favorite, which is San Diego Comic-Con stank?
Oh, yeah. Convention stank is massive, too. Ugh.
I don't know about that.
That's bad.
What is that? What does that mean? It's just odor?
Yes. I mean, you're in your costume all day sweating. Yeah.
And all you freaking
the Comic-Con geeks aren't known for the hygiene.
That's right. Yeah, you freaking millennials. That's right.
We're hanging out in our mom's basement all day playing video games, reading comic books. I mean, we don't have time to shower.
Rub some
Valid.
GDAM
All right.
Johnson grass on your pits because that's going to freaking take care of the odor.
Johnson grass?
It was
You know what
bad
Johnson
enough. It was bad enough that Old Spice had an activation this year where they were handing out free deodorant.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Greatest giveaway in the history of San Diego Comic-Con.
It's like,
Wow.
It's like free sample. No. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. I think airlines just figured out another money-making opportunity. Partner with deodorant companies. And as you board, here you go. Here you go, your free sample of deodorant.
You know how if you blow a .08, you're legally drunk or buzzed? Maybe they ought to have a freaking stinkometer before you get on a plane. You walk through this freaking
Just like TSA.
yeah.
Doohickey.
Yeah, I would love that. Bro, you can bring on a gun, but keep that freaking man bag wrapped up or at least shower and shave, will you?
Or you lift your arm. What's the meter?
Yeah, and they're wearing and those dudes wear their freaking tank tops on and you know they haven't showered. It's the worst.
Daytona this weekend.
Oh,
Guess none of us are flying there. We're not doing that.
we were at a school board meeting earlier this week, and unfortunately, we had a couple of those dudes sitting in the vicinity within about a 10-foot radius that it's like, you're going to come to a board meeting, bro. Will you not at least get some Comet and scrub downstairs, bro?
Hold on, though.
What?
The board meeting stank
Got a
that we
minute.
were experiencing was not body odor. The board meeting stank was that sour smell, like when you leave a wet shirt bundled up on your bathtub, and then the next morning it's dry,
Yeah.
but you open it up and you think, oh, yeah, this is good to wear because it's dry. Meanwhile, it's not. It's got that sour smell. That's what we had at the board meeting.
All right. And on that note, Freak Nation, big second hour coming up later.